Gibel, we can summarize it in a few points. بالنسبة لتاريخ السودان في ناس حسب الانترست بتوعهم بياخدوا تاريخ السودان بدأ 200. في ناس بيقول بدأ زمن الجعل تركيا 1820 ولا somewhere there. في آخرين بيقول بدأ التاريخ في عصر بيت المهدي when المهدي's state was established in the Sudan. في آخرين خاصة الأوروبيين يقول generally in Africa that African history started with the intrusion of colonialism وقد جاء الاستعمار بتاع العروبة. هنا قريب هنا في الجنوب الناس بمشي لسنة 47 when the Juba conference was convened عشان to decide whether الجنوب حيكون تابع لباقي السودان أم لا. في ناس تانيين بيقول تاريخ السودان بدأ بوصول بتاع عناصر عربية إلى السودان. And all these are according to vested interest حسب الانترست بتاع الزول أو الفية اللي بتكلم. نحن في SPLA نحن we go as far back as we can. نحن برجع عبر التاريخ according to recorded and unrecorded history, archaeological and written history, civilization, الحضارة بدأ هنا في النيل في وادي النيل in the Sudan and Egypt and the whole of the Nile Valley is a major part with human civilization, with the origins of human civilization as we know it. This again is something that is there for anybody to check. That is important. الجذور التاريخية are important and they cannot just be traced to 1947 or to 1955 or to 1880s or to 1820s أو في 1900 أو في 1600. لكن we go all the way back and remember and reconstruct whatever is rememberable and whatever is reconstructible, because it is from all these roots that we will create a new Sudan. So our history is not as shallow as people would want us to believe. التاريخ بتاعنا عميق ولازم نمشي في العمق ده ونجي من هناك taking what we can take and leaving what we do not want. الخيار لنا in order to construct from the past, the very past, the medium past and the present in order to reconstruct to construct the future. So by the creation of a new Sudan would mean a concrete reconstruction of the past. In order to create, in order to construct the present and the future, we must correctly reconstruct the past. مش بكذب لكن بالحقائق مو يقولوا جوان غرانج ده جد واسمه عباس. No, we must go on to the facts. And these facts are available. They are available في التاريخ for people who want to know the truth. So we have said that in order for us to have a correct assessment of our present so that we path the future, we have to go all the way back and come with our history and combine whatever is useful. This is the نقطة الانطلاق, and it is necessary for each of you to study, to learn what is available بدون تشويش. The fact that we are here in 1988, the fact that the various nationalities are here alone, الحقيقة البسيطة ده الوجودة بتاع القوميات في السودان، الوجودة بتاعهم بوري انه الحضارة كانت فيه. Otherwise we would not be talking today as Dinkas or as Shuluks or as Nuers or as Latukas or as Denagla or as Nubas or as Fur or as whatever, all the nationalities in the Sudan. It is the solidity of their cultures that has made them to be present in 1988. Otherwise they would not be present. For the fact that the assertion, the lie that is said, what is said that الحضارة بدأ في سنة كده وبدأ في سنة كده، ده كله بعيد. The Sudan is rich with cultures and they go very deep. And if we study these cultures in historical motion, we will find that the richness. وده نقطة انطلاق واحد مهم البواحد نحن. Because if you take it from one point of view, تقول ده حضارة بتاع العرب أو حضارة الدنكا أو حضارة النوير أو الشلوك أو النوبة أو الفور, and you stick to that, this is sectarian culturalism. Now you are taking one culture من القوميات وتقول ده ياو لازم يكون الكالتشر بتاع الأمة الجديدة. You cannot create a new nation out of imposition of one culture. This is impossible. For we take that point of departure and we be consistent with it. I acknowledge it is difficult to be consistent with it when people are confused, when people have vested interests, when people are sectarian, when people are tribalistic, when people are sectionalistic. Then it is difficult because vested interest will divert people. لكن الحوار التمام, they understand that point of view, they will go consistently with it. And with this, of course, this is an inflammatory language. بقول ما يسمى بالعرب والعرب والعرب. This is not our language. This is the language of Bitazol Zalan, and we can excuse him for that because he was Zalan. It is necessary تزعل عشان تكون ثوري. You must be angry to become a revolution so that you rebel. زي ما قال Comrade Yusuf, تكون متمرد. بعد تمرد, after you become a rebel, you transform yourself into a revolutionary. For we will accept this language as coming from an angry man, and we understand why he is angry. We will immerse ourselves into that situation. We'll transform that situation so that they believe a hadaf bita a new Sudan, in which there is no anti-Arabism, no anti-Africanism, but we form a new synthesis that is a culture, that is a nation, that is a state, that will have its role to play on the African continent, in the Middle East, in the world, because we have to make our contribution. We have the capability to make this contribution. So this is the background al-hadaf bitana. This is the intellectual background bital movement. From this, in order to have success, what do we mean by success? One, we must form a revolutionary state in Khartoum. That revolutionary state must have a revolutionary army in Khartoum, because you cannot have a revolutionary state without a revolutionary army. It's a contradiction. You cannot have a reactionary state and a revolutionary army. One will take the other away. And it has happened in many places. It has happened in many places that في الصغيرة ما بيعمل انقلاب مثلا, and they install themselves in power and they proclaim revolution. قال عملنا ثورة. But the whole العامي كله remains reactionary. في general فلان لسه في محله, general فلان لسه في محله, and he likes his whiskey. He likes his this, he likes his that, he has his international connections. It is a matter of time before the reactionary army gets rid of the revolutionary state. فالسمري بتاع ده كله boils down to one objective: تأسيس بتاع حكومة ثورية في الخرطوم وجيش ثوري في الخرطوم. This is the meaning of success. If we have not achieved these two objectives, with a revolutionary state and a revolutionary army, then we are continuing until these two are formed. And it is not the SPLA that is going to form it anymore, because there are other revolutionary forces in the country. Our task is how to fuse together these revolutionary forces in order to establish this objective. I gave you the other background before in order to arrive at the necessity of this. Because without a revolutionary state and a revolutionary army, you cannot destroy neocolonialism, you cannot destroy religious fundamentalism, you cannot destroy racism in the country. You need a revolutionary state in order to do this. Because any other situation, they say if we get rid of Sharia, somebody who is not a revolutionary and he says he cancels Sharia, he goes to hell. And who wants to go to hell? So you need a revolutionary state, a revolution, and a revolutionary army in order to implement the revolutionary program. A revolutionary program also has to be constructed.